you know, either younger than us or, you know, passed and retired. So why not? You know, I want to challenge myself. The best always looking to fight the best and challenge themselves, you know, and why not, you know, challenge.
Terence Crawford can't beat him, right? This is a money grab for Terence Crawford. It's just a situation where Terence Crawford is trying to fill up his bank account opposed to actually his legacy.
But if you study Floyd closely, like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring.
Terence Crawford reportedly accepted Floyd Mayweather's fight offer during a live interview with Stephen A. Smith. Crawford stated that, for him, boxing has always been about pushing boundaries and embracing every challenge, no matter how daunting. He stressed that the sport is built on the principle of the best fighting the best, and he is fully prepared to rise to the occasion once again. Speaking with composed confidence, Crawford made it clear that stepping into the ring with Mayweather is another opportunity to prove himself and exceed all expectations.
Businessman, because this is Terence the businessman talking, right? They got to pay the cheddar to make it better, right?
For sure. All money ain't good money, so you gotta know that.
Okay, fair enough. I hate to use the word easy, but at times it did feel like you were, you know, having a really easy time out there. Were you expecting it to play out that way?
So it's never easy.
Stephen A. Smith has never shied away from being outspoken in his sports analysis, and boxing is no different. When he praises Terence Crawford for capturing titles in 4 different weight divisions, it's more than a casual compliment. It's recognition of a feat that stands out in modern boxing. In an era where many fighters avoid moving across divisions due to the risks, Crawford's dominance at 4 separate weights sets him apart. Stephen A. emphasizes that such versatility cements Crawford as one of the all-time great pound-for-pound fighters. His success reflects not only physical adaptability but also technical brilliance, mental resilience, and an unrelenting drive to test himself against tougher challenges.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept his difference. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Stephen A. Smith has never shied away from being outspoken in his sports analysis, and boxing is no different. When he praises Terence Crawford for capturing titles in 4 different weight divisions, it's more than a casual compliment. It's recognition of a feat that stands out in modern boxing. In an era where many fighters avoid moving across divisions due to the risks, Crawford's dominance at 4 separate weights sets him apart. Stephen A. emphasizes that such versatility cements Crawford as one of the all-time great pound-for-pound fighters. His success reflects not only physical adaptability but also technical brilliance, mental resilience, and an unrelenting drive to test himself against tougher challenges.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy, Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat. Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take the blueprint, and do even more with it, which is what Bud did. So it was never a question in my mind whether Bud really was going to outbox it, just if he could take the punch. And right away he showed, bam, he could take the punch. So I knew from that point, if he just slow him down, which he did, he'd be okay. Then late in the fight, what other people still didn't see, late in the fight, Bud started hitting Canelo's body. One of those body shots, I think about 7 to 8 rounds, hurt Canelo. I was like, whoa. Bud hit him in the right spot then, and he got Canelo's respect with that too. So Bud fought a very, very awesome fight, fought a beautiful fight, very tactical.
Very controlled.
Yes, it was a beautiful fight for boxing.
It was a beautiful fight. You know, Bud got hit with some shots.
He did. He did.
He got hit with some single shots going out. You know, he's going out, and you know Canelo, if he has you trapped in the corner or along the ropes, it's typically 1 to 2 big shots. You know that if you've watched him. So you can tell Crawford, as he was going out, he knew the one shot was coming, and several times it landed. He even got hit with a two-piece. I don't remember what round it was, uppercut right hand that Crawford took well. So when you started seeing him absorb the shots, if you're Team Crawford, you don't want him to take that shot. But if you started seeing that, now you know that, okay. And I think that's what gave Crawford the green light to stay there a little bit longer.
He smiled about it.
He smiled about it. And sometimes that smile can be a lie. Sometimes that smile can mean what I think it meant for Crawford, which is, oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was.
The prospect of Terence Crawford stepping into the ring with Floyd Mayweather even in an exhibition has ignited heated debate. Critics warn that such a matchup could tarnish Crawford's legacy, arguing that instead of building on historic triumphs like his dismantling of Errol Spence or his dominance over Canelo Alvarez, he would appear to be chasing financial gain rather than competitive greatness. This concern is rooted in Mayweather's recent career path, which has focused more on lucrative exhibition bouts than on legacy-defining contests. Detractors suggest that Crawford has invested too much effort and discipline to risk being viewed as someone prioritizing money over history. Yet, others contend that Crawford's place in boxing history is already secure, and a clash with Mayweather exhibition or not would simply serve as an intriguing and unforgettable chapter in his remarkable career.
Terence Crawford. It's just a situation where Terence Crawford is trying to fill up his bank account opposed to actually his legacy. This is what was being said, right? This is what people perceive Terence Crawford was just attempting to cash out.
Stephen A. Smith has never shied away from being outspoken in his sports analysis, and boxing is no different. When he praises Terence Crawford for capturing titles in 4 different weight divisions, it's more than a casual compliment, it's recognition of a feat that stands out in modern boxing. In an era where many fighters avoid moving across divisions due to the risks, Crawford's dominance at 4 separate weights sets him apart. Stephen A. emphasizes that such versatility cements Crawford as one of the all-time great pound-for-pound fighters. His success reflects not only physical adaptability but also technical brilliance, mental resilience, and an unrelenting drive to test himself against tougher challenges.
Floyd Mayweather is still greater than Terence Crawford. We need to really talk about this. A lot of you guys are putting Crawford a bit too high. If you want to say Crawford beat Floyd, I'm more open to that conversation. But when you're lining up the careers, I'm going to say Floyd every time. While they're both 5 division, Bud has become 3-time undisputed, but he's only fought 10 world champions to Floyd's 25 world. You can't take away the 5 division 3-time undisputed. In terms of accolades, yeah, he probably gets the nod over Floyd. I say the accolades are about relative, considering Floyd Mayweather won Fighter of the Decade as well. But when you get to the resumes, Pacquiao, Oscar, Canelo, Cotto, Mosley, Castillo, Marquez, Zab, Gotti, Hatton, Corley. It's probably way more people that this guy just didn't name. And then when you get to Bud's resume, not saying it's just bad, but only names that's really worth mentioning is going to be Spence and Canelo. It's not a knock on Bud. Bud was not able to make those fights early on in his career. But I got to tell you guys what it is. Bud's resume just doesn't line up with Floyd. Take the top 20 wins. Bud don't even got 20 wins to really sit here and name. Floyd got a good 20-something plus. Bud probably got about 15, 10 wins that we could really sit here and name. Floyd's still greater than Bud in my opinion.
Tony Jeff, a respected boxing analyst, has highlighted that Floyd Mayweather's greatest weapon wasn't just his defense or lightning speed, it was his mindset. Jeff explained that Mayweather's uncheckable belief in his ability to beat anyone made him truly formidable. Even in matchups where the odds appeared close, his supreme boxing IQ and unwavering confidence gave him a decisive edge. Floyd's ability to read opponents, adapt instantly, and remain composed under pressure separated him from fighters who relied solely on physical talent. According to Jeff, this psychological strength, paired with technical precision, made Mayweather appear nearly unbeatable, and it's the key reason he retired with an unblemished record.
Strong mindset, they're really confident, they really believe in themselves, but you need more than that mindset. You need to have a full package of everything that I'm talking about, what Floyd has got.
You fighters should only want to get better. The more you win, the more you should work hard. If you think about losing, you're going to lose. All I ever thought about was winning. So that's all I know.
Floyd would visualize his success before he even stepped into the ring. there was no alternative to him but winning. This mindset isn't just for boxing, it's for all walks of life. And I've actually done a full video talking about how I used this mindset of visualization to win my Olympic medal. And it was an absolute game changer. Now, Floyd used to use this mindset to ease the pressure that he put himself under. And he made himself think like, I'm not under any pressure right now, where he was under immense pressure.
Pressure either makes you or break you. Well, you see where I'm at, so it's obvious that I'm the type of athlete, or I'm the type of entertainer that can deal with pressure. There's never no pressure.
And if you watch his fight in 2013, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Canelo came in a young, strong, undefeated fighter, but by round 2, Floyd kind of had him figured out. He was reading Canelo's jab. He would slip outside and then come back with a clean counter punch, then move his feet and get out of the way. He basically had the full fight under control, and he was controlling the full rhythm of the fight. He was forcing Canelo to fight at his pace. And this is what he would do in all of his fights. He would get his opponent to do what he wanted them to do without their opponent even realizing it, which is what we call boxing IQ. Now, even though I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather personally, because of the time when I did meet him, what he said to me made me feel like this guy is a piece of...
The boxing world is always eager for matchups that capture the imagination, and one of the most discussed possibilities today is Terence Crawford taking on David Benavidez. With his size, power, and relentless aggression, Benavidez presents a set of challenges unlike anything Crawford has encountered before. Many fans view this potential clash as the kind of high-risk fight that could push Crawford to new limits. Though nothing has been officially confirmed, the speculation reflects what fans truly crave: legacy-defining battles rather than exhibition bouts driven primarily by financial incentives. Crawford versus Benavidez would embody skill against size, precision against pressure, making it a dream fight for countless boxing enthusiasts.
Bro, not me, it shocked the world. This past Saturday, Independence Day weekend, where he took on and defeated another first ballot Hall of Famer, but he essentially jumped up 3 weight classes, technically 2, from 154 to 168. He only had one fight at 154 last August against Erislandy. Terence Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez, who was a 4-division champion, 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and the reigning at the time super middleweight world champion. World champion. And Terence Crawford beat him handily and convincingly. And because he beat him so easily, now the 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 win by way of knockout, biggest threat has been now imposed on Terence Crawford. And that's the Mexican Ecuadorian monster, David Benavidez, who is a 2-division undefeated world champion. Is the 2-time WBC middleweight and reigning WBC light heavyweight, 175-pound champion, who has a record of 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 24 wins, no way of knockout. Stands 6'2" and 75-inch arms. This is a fight that David Benavidez has been calling from for Canelo Alvarez when he was at 168. Canelo Alvarez strategically maneuvered around him. But Canelo Alvarez is 5'7", with a 70-inch arm. He started his career at 147 pounds. Made his real name at 154 pounds. He's not a big guy, okay? And styles make fights. Benavidez is 6'2" with a 75-inch arm. His last fight at 168 against Demetrius Andre, he rehydrated to 193. So he's a big guy. Canelo Alvarez probably rehydrate to 182, maybe 185 max, right? He's not a big guy, right?